Lesson 12. E-Report. June 26th. Ride the Danhai LRT. Metro systems help move people through cities. The Danhai LRT travels through Danhai New Town and has two lines. They are the Green Mountain Line and the Blue Coast Line. The Green Mountain Line has 11 stations and is about 8 kilometers long. It connects New Taipei City to Danhai New Town. The first station on the Green Mountain Line is Hongshuling Station. At this station, people can see the wonderful art of Jimmy. Who is Jimmy? Jimmy Liao is an artist and writer. Jimmy started drawing and creating picture books about 20 years ago. He has published more than 60 books. People like Jimmy's work because his art is very colorful. His books also tell interesting stories. Each of the 11 stations on the Green Mountain Line has a piece of art by Jimmy. People can see things such as a little girl in a hat, a big fish, and a big cat. The Binghai Shalun Station is an important station on the Danhai LRT. The Green Mountain Line and the Blue Coast Line meet here. People can transfer between the two lines at this station. At this station, the trains make a giant turn. If you are here at the right time, you can see two trains cross each other as they travel along the LRT line. People like to stop here and take pictures of this. Lesson 12.
Through. Through. This road goes through the park.
Line. Line. Where does this bus line go?
Draw. Draw. Can you draw a picture for me?
Giant. Giant. Look at that giant tree.
Cross. Cross. The two streets cross here.
LRT. Light Rail Transit. LRT. Light Rail Transit. Publish. Publish. Transfer. Transfer.
When you need a friend, here's what to say. Let's talk in English, 10 minutes every day. When you need a friend, here's what to say. Let's talk in English, 10 minutes every day. That's the way.
Hey friends, happy Friday and welcome to Let's Talk in English. My name's Pauline.
And my name is Garrett. Today is our e-report.
That's right, Ride the Danhai LRT.
Oh, I always enjoy e-reports. Friends, in e-report, we get to join one or two of our teachers outside of the studio.
Right. They might go to a museum or a fancy restaurant. They might take a class and learn how to ski or bake a cake.
I wonder who will be in the e-report today.
Oh, I know.
And yeah, we both know Campbell is probably in it. He's in most e-reports, but I think 2 teachers went this time.
Yes, the 2 teachers did go.
But of course, the only way to find out for sure is to watch today's e-report. So let's learn our key words with Sonia and then do that.
Hello. 捷运系统便利人们在城市间移动。Metro systems help move people through cities. 介系词 through 就是通过、穿越。经过淡海新市镇的淡海轻轨有2条线。The Danhai LRT travels through Danhai New Town and has 2 lines. 名词 line 就是线、路线。吉米20年前就开始作画了。Jimmy started drawing pictures for books about 20 years ago. 动词 draw 就是作画、绘画。轻轨在滨海沙仑站大转弯。At this station, the trains make a giant turn. 形容词 giant 就是巨大的。如果碰到对的时候，你会看到2列火车交错而行。If you're here at the right time, you can see 2 trains cross each other as they travel along the LRT line. 动词 cross 就是穿越、交错。
Hello, you are watching E-Report. My name is Gabe, and today I'm going to surprise my friend, your teacher, Pauline. We are going to...
Whoa, Gabe, did you say the word surprise? I love surprises. Where are we going?
Okay, well, do you remember telling me about a guy named Jimmy and his art?
Yes, Jimmy the famous artist. I love his art.
Well, I'm going to take you to a place that has a lot of his art.
Where?
Well, that's a good question, and that is the surprise. Here you go, Pauline. Let's go. Here we are. Open your eyes.
Okay. Oh, wow! I'm at a metro station?
Yes. This is the first station of the Green Mountain Line, and at this station, people can see the wonderful art of Jimmy.
Oh, where? Oh, a hat tree! Oh, and a little girl and rabbits making wishes under the tree?
Yes, Pauline, this tree, this girl, these rabbits, all of this was created by Jimmy.
Oh, can I make a wish under the tree?
Sure! Well, that was fast. What did you wish for?
Should I tell you? Well, okay. I wished for a fun, exciting day.
Pauline, it looks like your wish is about to come true because our train is here. Today we're going to explore the Danhai light rail line in New Taipei City. The Danhai LRT travels through Danhai New Town and has 2 lines. They are the Green Mountain Line and the Blue Coast Line. The Green Mountain Line has 11 stations and is about 8 kilometers long. It connects New Taipei City to Danhai New Town.
Hey, I was wrong. Campbell isn't in this e-report. It's you and Gabe.
I know. I was trying to tell you that.
Oh, I can't believe you let Gabe blindfold you.
I know. But he did take me to a really great place.
I guess. I mean, he took you to a metro station, right?
Yeah, but not just any metro station. He took me to the Danhai LRT. And it's really special. It's full of Jimmy art.
Okay, well, what kind of art is Jimmy art?
That's art made by Jimmy, the famous artist. He writes children's books and fills them with fun, colorful drawings.
Well, what books has he written?
He wrote a book called Go Left and another called The Moon Forgot. Oh, and he even wrote a children's book called Metro.
Oh, really interesting. The Danhai LRT is a part of a metro system.
Yeah, it connects New Taipei City to Danhai New Town. Isn't that right, Sonia?
这条轻轨连接新北市和淡海新市镇。It connects New Taipei City to Danhai New Town. 这里动词 connect 指的是连接的意思，后面接介系词 to， 再加上要连接的项目。例如，我得把电脑连上印表机。I need to connect my computer to the printer. 或是这座连通道连接起建筑物。The walkway connects one building to another. 我们再举一个例子，我能把手机接到你的充电器上吗？ Can I connect my phone to your charger?
Thanks, Sonia. Pauline, can you tell me more about this artist, Jimmy?
Well, actually, you can learn some more about him in the next part of the e-report. So let's just go ahead and watch that together. These sculptures are so cute! Will you take a picture of me with one?
Of course.
Are these sculptures made by Jimmy?
Yes. Jimmy's art is all along this rail line, but right now we are in the special themed train.
I love it. It's like I walked into one of Jimmy's storybooks.
Yeah.
But why is there so much Jimmy art on these lines?
Good question, Pauline. You see, the Danhai LRT wanted to be different from other public transportation systems. The Danhai LRT wanted to have a theme that connected all of their stations. So they asked Jimmy to create sculptures for each of their stations.
That's smart. It makes you want to visit every station. And the LRT stations don't just take you to tourist sites, they are tourist sites.
Who is Jimmy? Jimmy Liao is an artist and writer. Jimmy started drawing pictures for books about 20 years ago. He has published more than 60 books. People like Jimmy's work because his art is very colorful. His books also tell interesting stories. Each of the 11 stations on the Green Mountain Line has a piece of art by Jimmy. People can see things such as a little girl in a hat, a big fish, and a big cat.
Wow, so there are actually sculptures sitting in the seats in the trains?
Well, not all of the trains, but yes, there's a special themed train that actually has Jimmy sculptures inside. It's so cute.
Well, seeing his art makes me want to read some of his books. How many books has he published?
He's published about 60 books. They all tell interesting stories, and of course, they are filled with his colorful art.
That's great. Oh, but why is there so much Jimmy art along the Danhai LRT?
Good question. It's because the Danhai LRT wanted to be different from other metro systems. They wanted a theme to connect each of the 11 stations. Jimmy's art does that.
Well, that explains it. Now, Sonia, can you explain a little about this word because?
人们喜欢吉米的作品，因为色彩丰富。People like Jimmy's work because his art is very colorful. 连接词 because 用来表达因果关系。例如，我喜欢他，因为他很好笑。I like him because he is funny. 或是今天停课，因为有一个强台要来。There's no school today because a giant typhoon is coming. 我们再举一个例子，泰迪回家去了，因为他忘了东西。Teddy went back home because he forgot to bring something.
Thanks, Sonia. So you can see a different piece of Jimmy's art at each of the 11 Danhai LRT stations?
That's right. So you have a reason to stop at every station. There's a little girl sitting on a caterpillar, a girl riding a fish, and a girl wearing lots of colorful hats.
Fun! Well, I look forward to learning more about the Danhai LRT, but first, it's time for a break. We'll see you back in just a minute.
Let's talk in English. 10 minutes every day. That's the way.
Welcome back, friends. Do you have any favorite artists? If so, what do you like about their art?
In today's e-report, Pauline got to see some of her favorite artists' works at the Danhai LRT. Let's watch the rest of that now.
Gabe, what's happening outside?
What do you mean?
Well, we started our trip on an elevated track.
Right. Some of the stations we were on were built above the ground level. They were elevated.
Yeah, but now it seems like we're going down to the street level. Is that supposed to happen?
Yes. Don't worry, Pauline. This is another thing that makes the LRT line different from other transportation systems. Parts of the tracks are on an elevated level, but then the tracks go down to street level.
So the track runs right next to the road and the cars and the people?
That's right.
That's so interesting. You know, the LRT is almost like a train and a bus.
That's true. Okay, so here we are at the Binghai Shalun station. There's something I want to show you.
Let's go.
The Binghai Shalun station is an important station on the Danhai LRT. The Green Mountain Line and the Blue Coast Line meet here. People can transfer between the two lines at this station. At this station, the trains make a giant turn. If you are here at the right time, you can see two trains cross each other as they travel along the LRT line. Oh, you know what else is interesting about this station, Pauline?
What?
Well, the LRT is an electric train, but you'll notice the wires end right there at the beginning of this big intersection. And there are no wires anywhere in that intersection.
Yeah, why is that?
The engineers for the LRT wanted to keep the street clear of poles and wires. So as trains leave this station and enter the intersection, they will disconnect from the wires and run on battery power. Then, when they leave this big intersection, they will connect to the wires again and recharge.
Gabe, thank you so much for taking me on this trip on the LRT.
No problem, Pauline. What was your favorite part?
The Jimmy art, of course. Although I also really enjoyed learning all about the whole LRT line.
Yeah, you know, when the LRT line first opened, a lot of people weren't used to having it around or riding it, and some people didn't even like it.
Really? But it seems like so many people ride it now.
I know. Well, a lot of people find value in it now and know that it's very convenient for a lot of people, and so more and more people are starting to ride it.
That's good. You know, that's a good lesson. Sometimes when new things come into our lives, we don't like it or we don't appreciate it, but we need to give those things a chance.
That's right. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us for this e-report today. And thanks for spending some time riding with us on this wonderful LRT and enjoying Jimmy's art. Friends, we'll see you next time for another e-report. Take care.
Bye.
Oh, well, goodbye.
Okay, so now we get to learn a little about how the LRT works. It's not a subway like parts of Taipei's MRT.
Right. It's an elevated train. So that means it runs on a track high above the street.
Well, sometimes, but it also goes down to the street level sometimes. So at some places, the train runs right next to the road with cars and people on it.
Oh, that is a little different. I guess that's why you said it's kind of like a train and a bus. Oh, but hey, how is the LRT powered?
Oh, well, it's an electric train, and there's actually a small part of the line that runs on battery power.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It does that at a big intersection, right?
Yeah, because it runs on battery power, there doesn't have to be lots of poles and wires around the intersection.
Very cool. Well, I will definitely look for that if I visit the LRT.
Good, definitely do that. And don't forget to take some pictures with the sculptures, too.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe. Friends, let's go ahead now and review our keywords.
Here's your first keyword for today. Through. Through. This road goes through the park.
Line. Line. Where does this bus line go?
Draw. Draw. Can you draw a picture for me?
Giant. Giant. Look at that giant tree.
Cross. Cross. The two streets cross here. All right, friends, those are your keywords for today. Make sure to practice them at home, okay? And now it's time for a moment with Gabe.
Hi, it's me again. Have you ever had an interesting train ride? I know someone who got lost on a train, and she wasn't in her own country. She was in Berlin, Germany, and they spoke a different language. How scary. How exciting. That's what's coming up today on A Moment with Gabe. Well, hello again, Manya. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Gabe. Look at that.
No touchy. But do you recognize this place?
I sure do. It's Berlin.
Right, it says Berlin. Please tell us about your train experience in Berlin.
When I was 17, I went on a mission trip to Berlin, and I got lost.
Lost?
By myself.
What time of day was it?
It was 2 o'clock in the morning. And the reason I was out that late was because I didn't have a watch and I lost track of time. I tried to get back to my hotel and I took the wrong train.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Okay, so you're on the wrong train at 2 a.m. in a foreign country.
I was so scared. I was on the train and I looked around. There was almost nobody on the train except one lady. So I go up to her and I say, "Hi, I'm Manya. I'm 17. I'm lost. Can you speak English? Can you help me?"
So what happened?
And so she said, "Sure." And I asked her for directions, but I didn't really understand what she was saying because I was too scared. And so I asked her to come with me.
You asked her to come with you at 2 in the morning?
Yes.
A complete stranger?
Yes.
Did she say yes?
She hesitated for a moment, but I think she saw how desperate, how scared I was. So she said, "Okay, I'll come with you."
Wow.
And so we then got off that train and waited for the next one. And while we were waiting, it was an hour wait.
She waited with Manya for an hour. Mm-hmm. Did you guys have anything to talk about?
We did. So during that time, we talked about our loss. We both had gone through a loss recently.
Oh.
And so we spent a lot of time sharing about how we're dealing with that. And she was really encouraged by my story. And so even when my train came, she decided to get on with me so we could keep talking about it.
Wow, it sounds like Manya and this stranger had a connection that night, and that's a very unusual experience.
I was so glad that we were able to share so much.
Yeah, that's great. Friends, you never know what you might meet in a stranger. Well, Manya, thank you for spending a moment with Gabe.
Thank you for having me.
Well, obviously, I had a lot of fun with eReport today. Friends, can you think of some other interesting forms of public transportation or places that are almost like a tourist site, but it's also a public transportation site?
Yeah, one thing you might want to keep your eye out for is a good ferry. They're public transportation on a boat. And sometimes they take you to some really interesting places.
Yeah, and you might see dolphins or other animals in the ocean while you're traveling on it. I was also thinking there's a city called Kaohsiung. Its MRT has a beautiful art installation inside. It's stained glass. Oh, if you're ever in Kaohsiung, go see it.
That's right. There's always people taking pictures there.
So it's both a useful place to go to get around the city and a place to go just to see something beautiful. Kind of like the Danhai LRT. Well, friends, we enjoyed talking with you today. We hope you'll join us tomorrow for our review show right here on
Let's Talk in English. Goodbye.